Welcome to 13th Day Rising, a podcast of the Disciple of Hearts Apostolate. There is a moment in every life when grace breaks in. It's a sort of rock bottom moment. For most, it's when heaven interrupts the everyday, when light enters the field of our wounds in the depths of our heart. The 13th day reminds us that God still speaks, that Our Lady still intercedes, that the sun still rises after the storm. Here we tell the truth about our stories, we bring our wounds to the Father, we rediscover who we are because love does not force, love awakens love. I'm your host, Kyle. Before we start today's episode, let's begin with a quick prayer inspired by the angel that appeared to the Fatima children. My God, I believe, I adore, I hope, and I love thee. I ask for pardon for those who do not believe, do not adore, and do not hope, and do not love thee. Hey everyone, today's episode is a heart on fire. I am actually sitting in my backyard. It's pretty peaceful, so if you can hear the sound of water, I apologize. It's the fountain in our pool. But anyways, let's get started. I want to quote a particular saint, Catherine of Siena, who said, "Be who God meant you to be, and you will set the world on fire." That line for me is super inspiring and almost poetic. But if we slow down, it actually is very confronting, because the question becomes, what is actually burning inside of my heart? I was reading today in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 34. Jesus says, "For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks." And this isn't said in like a calm, comforting moment. Christ had just finished confronting darkness, calling out falsehood, and exposing the hidden lies that kind of laid in the depths maybe of the Pharisees. In essence, what comes out of you reveals what is within you. So if my words are very anxious, if my words are harsh, if my words are divided, I have to be honest enough to say that, is that what is filling my heart right now? What fills our heart often depends on maybe the talking heads we listen to. You know, we can listen to a lot of voices on the internet. Not that any of those particular talking heads are good or bad, because we are all capable of both good and evil. That's the tension of the human person. And here's where it gets real for us today. We live in a world where we are constantly listening, scrolling, watching, absorbing, voices everywhere, including the one that's speaking now. Opinions everywhere. Formation is happening, whether we choose it or not. So if the mouth speaks from the heart, and the heart is shaped by what it receives, then we have to become very intentional about what we are listening to. Because not everything deserves access to your heart. And this is where I think we often get it backwards. We want to be good speakers. We want to say the right things. We want to inspire people. We want to lead people well. But scriptures point us somewhere deeper. Before you can be good at any of those things, you must become a good listener. Not just to others, but to God. Because the person who listens well speaks from a place that is rooted and not reactive. And that's the kind of heart that sets the world on fire. I kind of pondered on this question, what is currently filling my heart, and how do I know? For me, I'm listening to answer that and be honest. You know, for years I've been off of Facebook now, Instagram, and social media for some time now. I use YouTube primarily just to watch inspirational Catholic content, mostly about spiritual life, but occasionally I love a good podcast where I can hear views of all kinds. At the end of the day, my desire is, of course, to be holy. I am sure your desire is the same. So if someone was listening to my words this week, what would they say is inside of me? I can honestly say that I think people would see that the work that I do in story work with others, they know that my heart is one that listens well. I have a heart to listen to someone and not judge them at all. I want all people in their mess and letting them know that they are not alone. I hope this episode has been helpful for you. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Hope for more content soon. You guys have a wonderful